Hello, Mr. Van Hoegaerden. Thank you to accepting us for this interview.
Thank you, no problem at all.
Good morning. So as part in our English course, we have to do an interview with you about the management style, and we will try to ask you some questions about it.
Okay, thank you. Shoot.
At the beginning, could you present us yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Tom, like you knew already. I did my studies at the University of Leuven, the other side of Belgium. I did studies in sports and I did studies in management. I've been through 6 years of studies, so a lot, but afterwards I found the ideal combination of sports and management. I found it in Decathlon, so I started to work at Decathlon in this shop. Okay. So that's my little career by far.
Okay, so how long have you been the manager of the shop and what's your role?
The real manager of the shop, so like the final manager is now 3 years. I did 2 years all alone. I was the only shop manager, and then 1 year ago we started to change the organization, and we started to work with a co-leadership. So it's me and Felix. So with 2 people we
okay, so before you were alone to manage the whole shop, and now you're 2 to manage.
Yeah, actually, therefore, before that it was like a very hierarchical organization with one store leader. There were 2 store leaders in formation. Then we had some person who was in charge of the exploitation, 1 people in charge of everything with the cash. So with the
with the cashiers.
The cashiers, yeah, sorry, the cashiers.
No problem.
So we changed that because we saw that everything was changing also, and we saw that this type of organization didn't work as good as it was a long time ago. So we changed, and therefore we decided to work with 2 store leaders, and every person had some of his responsibilities, and we did a follow-up of every person. So now there are no store leaders in formation. We're not, but we are both for the whole shop. Yeah.
Okay. And how many people have you managed until now?
Until now, actually when I started I was a department manager, so there I had teams from 5 to 10, 15, 20, 25 people. It depends the season, which department I had, but I did it a lot, and now so I always manage directly teams, but now I'm shop manager and I don't have a team directly, so I have managers that I need to animate. But these managers already have their teams. So me now today I don't have any persons that I animate directly. After I animate the department managers, and these are 20 persons.
Okay. Also, you're the manager of the managers.
Actually, yes, you can say that. Yeah. And just for record, in total we have in the whole shop we have like 120 persons. So
okay.
To see.
And 120 persons with the 20 managers
included. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The next question: could you maybe describe us your typical week or even a typical day?
I don't have a typical week, typical day. It doesn't exist, and that's one of the reasons why I like Decathlon, because I don't have something like I don't have to do the same thing every day. So I have my freedom, and I can choose what I do every day. In the meanwhile, I have the responsibility to maintain a healthy situation economically in the shop. So it's like I need to see that everything is good, that the turnover is good, that we have a focus on everything what is commerce. So it's that's one side of the job, and the other side is to maintain a healthy atmosphere among the people, among the clients, but among the collaborators also. So that's a little bit, I need to find a healthy situation in a lot of aspects. Yeah.
And now, as a manager, how are you managing your teams?
Yeah, it's a good question because, like you said, I cannot manage the people on the floor directly. I can do it when I'm on the floor, but it's not my job to do that. So what I do with the department managers is once a week, the Monday between 10 and 12, we have like a meeting, a collective meeting with all the managers, and there me and Felix, we have a list of the things that are most important, that are very important to do in that week or in the 2 weeks that follow. For us, it's mostly a challenge to say, okay, you guys, you're occupied with this today, but don't forget tomorrow and the other month, and to look a bit further than just today.
Okay. And are you working? You already answered a little bit on this question. Mm-hmm. Are you more working with a more hierarchical or non-hierarchical method?
It's mostly non-hierarchical methods. Like I said in the beginning, it was, even if Decathlon is not seen as an enterprise with a lot of hierarchy, we don't have it. Actually, we have it. There are still the responsibilities of every person, and in some way or another, there's some difference. But we work with a very flat organization. So there's no, for example, I don't have a desk, or I don't have my proper place in the shop. Everybody's working together. We have desk on the floor, and everybody's working there. Like I said, yeah, it's for sure I have more responsibility than most of the other people's, but everybody can come to me to talk to me. I don't expect from people that they talk with
someone other.
Yeah, with someone other, and then it comes finally 2-3 days later with me. No, I'm there, and everybody can come to me.
So you're a little bit on a non-hierarchical method, mm-hmm. and you're in a co-working space.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, good set.
And how would you monitor the performance of your staff?
Yeah, of my staff, it's actually for the economical situation. There are we have an application like Cupid. It's sold, and there we can follow the turnover of the shop. We can see how it's going. Every month we have also a complex where everything, I can show you one. All the yesterday. All the turnover, the costs are in there, and then at the end, how much money we have won. But for real animation of the teams actually, and their indicators, I have a drive. There's kind of an Excel with. Actually, the project and the nature of the shop is made in Anderlecht. Mm-hmm. And we have 4 teams, like rentability, sport users, process, and team members. Okay. And within each of these teams, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, some of them indicators within each team that are important for me, Felix. And there are the things that we expect really answer, not an answer, but a really good performance. And these performances actually are on a drive. And every month, at the end of every month, the department managers have to fill it in. And then we put it on a big screen, and we can. It's not for control. It's not to punish people that are not in green, but it's mostly to evaluate, have discussion among us. Why isn't that working? How does it come that this line is in the red and not in the green? So what are the things that are living in the shop, and what can we do to do it better next time? So it's on the hand of a drive, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe another question to come back to the hierarchical and non-hierarchical method. Mm-hmm. Which do you prefer to work with?
Yeah, it's a good question, but I have seen both. Even if in Decathlon there was not a really high hierarchical method of organization, but I've seen both, and I had some problems with the first one, with the hierarchical method, because it's
Yeah, it's structured and
and it's not. I'm a very structured person, so you could say that I would prefer that one, but it was not the case because I had it was weird in a way that I had a problem with that because I had a feeling that not every person was respected in 100%. I believe in the competence of every person and in their talent. And I couldn't see in that way of working that every person could get everything out of him. And I see the most in the other method, mostly flat, that every person is capable of doing things and they have the freedom to take their responsibility. And within that way of working, we see that some people really can grow and grow very much faster and bigger than they did in the other method. Yeah. And also in the other method, we saw persons that it's not that they were not doing well their job, but once they were in a certain position, they were lucky and they were in that position and they stayed there because it was some type of title, and I didn't like it. And I prefer to work in another way where every person can do his thing, and we can go much further.
Okay, so I suppose that you like to give value to others, like you're saying, because you think that you're the manager, but you like to give value to people that are under you.
Yeah, it's value. It's like
It's like that type of.
It's maybe it's my style also, but I like to have a connection with every person that I work in the shop. I know every person, not their whole private life, but I know their names. I can communicate with them. It's a pleasure for me to work like that. And if some people are doing things very well, I like to say that I'm also. So I try to do as most as possible, but it's not also always easy.
So you give them the freedom, but you expect from them to do their job.
Actually, it's I believe very much in giving freedom at people, and if you have the right people in your enterprise, that they, for me actually, that people that have freedom, that they can take their responsibility. And if people are very, if they can, for me it's the ideal combination. But you can take responsibility, you can take the freedom that you want, and if you really want to take freedom, it's not like every person can choose what he wants. But eventually, every person that takes responsibility and needs to do something, he's being challenged by me, so I will challenge the person on, okay, if you want to do that, is it good for the clients, is it good for us, what can you do with it, what's your big, what's the biggest challenge, what are indicators that we want to do, and if that is good, if that is good, and there's a good start, and the people are responsible to maintain a good, healthy situation, and they can go on in that way, why not?
Okay, so I have maybe another question on underperforming. When was the last time you had to deal with an underperforming employee, and how did you handle it?
Was last week. Actually, every day we see people that are performing or that can do better than they could. They can do better than they do. But it was last week. It was with a manager, and I was very disappointed because I asked him already a few times to do some things, and he didn't arrive at doing it. Mm-hmm. There were always excuses and arguments for not doing the things that they. And how did I handle it? Now it's another type of question because that was with one person. If it's in a group, it's other thing. But with that one person, I went to talk with him, and I really explained my feelings. I was not in the punishing method like you're not doing well and this is you have to do better. But I was really, because I found out that it didn't help. I already did it, and I saw that it had no effect on that person. So I really want to understand what he was.
Why he
Why didn't do it, or why didn't he achieve these things? So I really talked to him, not too long, but I kind of a few times, and he explained me why he had difficulties to achieve his goals, and because we talked together, we could find other ways to help him, and it's strange, but we're 1 week later, and I can see already the difference. So his ways to animate his team and to achieve his goals are changed, and we see a difference now. So it's
okay.
So happy to see it.
Do you take time to explain to your team what you are expecting for them?
Yeah, so like I said, every Monday there's like a meeting from 10 to 12, and with the drive, with the team project, with the 4 teams, it's like in every team I have my indicators, and I like I could just show it at everyone, and these are my acceptations, and then everyone has to do it. But it doesn't work like that. I could do it like that, but it's like the other question. If you don't really understand the why, it's difficult for people to do some things. Though I try to take the time to explain every indicator, every team, why is it important for us, for Decathlon, for them, and if the persons understand really the why, it's much more easier for them and for us to work together and to achieve these goals.
Okay, perfect. What are, for you personally, the main qualities to be a good manager? Because like you said, you already said, you're really asked on other persons, and you're trying to help everybody of the show.
Good question. For me, it's I've seen that. Yeah, it's my opinion, but I've seen that people management is becoming more and more important. Because everything is changing, and you need to understand people and why they are reacting like this and how they are working together. So for me, people management is very important, but also with people that are good in that people management, but also with a very high demanding side, which they can, like I said before, give the freedom, but also the responsibility to do things. So if you're good at people management, and you can communicate good with your collaborators. On the other hand, you have like a demanding side, which I don't expect less than this. You can give, in my opinion, good. You can have a good combination of a good management skill.
Yeah. So for you, if you're good in people management, it's logic that the rest, like figures, etc., will grow up too.
I think it's easier. I don't know, because I've worked also in a long time ago. It was a little bit different, and there it was like very direct. So there were people that were less not that good in their people management, but very demanding. You have to do this is it, that's the way to do it, you have to do it. But there was less atmosphere in the shop, and I didn't like it that way. I saw that people were not less performing, but the people who liked that way, they performed. With other people,
they were against that.
They were like close. They didn't have the possibilities to grow and to do things more like other people. So you have to try to find a combination of that people management and also have a high demanding side of things that need to be done. But I believe in it that if the people are happy, they're gonna do more. They're gonna do more. They want to perform more. If you feel yourself good, you enjoy coming to work. You enjoy meeting your colleagues. You want to do some things for the shop, but not for one person or to have that indicator in green. But you do it because you like it, and that's another type of management, and then maybe another enterprise.
So you say that It's important to do the connection between employees and employers to motivate them to realize the goals of the company.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's like I said, you really need to be sure that every person that works with you, and it's not easy at all because we're 120 here. I try to do it with the managers. So it's one thing. I hope that they do the same with their teams. But if it's clear for everybody what is the real purpose and why we're doing it, and yeah, I think everything works very smoothlier than on the other way. It's not hard. You need to understand why you do it, and if that is clear, you can go.
So I would like to ask you what you like about managing people, but you already answered it to it. It's really to help other people grow, and it's a little bit different. I understand.
Yeah, clearly. I have a huge satisfaction if I have a feeling that I could help somebody, and that somebody is achieving other things that he couldn't do before. It gives me a big satisfaction.
And so I'm going to ask you another question. Do you delegate a lot of tasks, or do you prefer to do them yourself?
I delegate. Yeah, it's a good question because. In my position now as a store manager, I can't do everything myself. It's not possible. So I have to delegate a lot of things. And in the beginning, I had some problems with that because I did not all, but I did a lot of things myself. But I saw that other people did less, and I was working, and I couldn't. Continue to work like this. Also because my goals weren't achieved. I continued at working, but it was huge. If you have a little responsibility, you can do it. You have the control of everything. But when you grow and you take more responsibility, you're not able to do everything. So I have to learn myself also to delegate more of these things and. Yeah, it's not easy, but nowadays everything. There are some things that I do, but most of my things actually I can delegate to other people's. But my job or my role actually is really to an accompaniment of these people, to really follow them up and see that they can do everything. Do they know the methods? Do they have everything to achieve these goals? And it's my job is more to follow them up than do it myself.
Okay.
So yeah.
How do you manage stress among your team members?
Good question. Also because in retail you can have stressy periods. Like with the sales period in January, July, other periods when you have to do a lot of work. It's a good question. Also because it's not. We're not job orientated, or we're also we're job orientated, but we're also orientated for people, and we're working with people. So sometimes we have stressful situations. Though how do I work with that is it's interesting. So every person within Decathlon has it's also changed within 2-3 years that has changed, but every person has the possibility to have a leader. The leader is actually their boss. Tango, but also a coach, or a leader and a coach. And a coach is a person that is there for that person, that is doing individual meetings and a follow-up of that person every month. And so therefore there's always a person for every person. People that you can talk to. If you don't feel well, you can talk with that person. And it's one of the strengths of Decathlon. So if nowadays if there comes one day that I wouldn't work with Decathlon anymore, and I would work on another somewhere else, or I would create my own thing, it's something I would take with me. It's really interesting to do a follow-up of every person with a coach on their side. But that's not the only thing. On the other hand, we also have. It's like these collective meetings that we do on between 10 and 12. If I feel, or there is, or among the group, if we do like startup, like an exercise to feel well in the group, and you feel, or there are discussions of stress or that it's difficult. It happens already that I've changed the plan or the continue of the whole day completely, and that we have to really focus on how do we handle this stress right now. What are we doing with these things, with that things? If there are some human problems in the teams, we handle it right away. So it doesn't stay in the head for a long time, because it can influence the other teams also. Because I want to react immediately if there's something like that.
So if I understand it well, everybody has a coach. So every employee of the shop has a coach.
Because it's also it's changed. 4 years ago, every person had a boss.
Yeah. Okay.
That was radical. Every person had a boss. But Decathlon is changing in a very liberated way, wherein we believe very hard in the people. But if we believe in people, these people need to have a follow-up also, and a boss. Sorry, if a boss is like, if a boss has a team of 20 persons, and he has to do the individual meetings of every person, it's very difficult. So now within Decathlon we have a possibility that every person can choose his own coach, separately from their leader. Sometimes it's the same person. If there's a good connection, you can do it. Why not? But every person has the right to take another coach. You cannot choose widely and choose every person you want, but there has to be a reason. Why that person? For which reason? Is there something that can create more value than otherwise? So if with a good follow-up and a good reason behind the logic of choosing a person, we have like a follow-up.
That's a good idea.
And so it's a question of the question. Everybody has a coach, but do you have a coach also? Because you are, we can say, at the top of the.
Very good question. I have a coach. And my coach is a person that's not working in shop here, but also working at Decathlon in the logistics part.
Okay.
So it's not even a person that is he doesn't know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, he knows exactly. Otherwise, he's my coach, so he knows what I'm doing. But it's a good question because 3 years ago I took the lead of this shop, and my boss was the old boss of the shop. So he continued at following me up for a follow-up of the shop. And in the beginning it was very interesting, but at a certain time, it's like 1 year ago, because it was possible, I took choice to change my coach. So now my coach is somebody else, and for good reasons. I have found somebody that is can really help me within certain topics.
Like you said before, to achieve what you want to achieve.
Exactly. Yeah. So even I have a coach. Everybody.
So can we
what do you like about managing people?
Good question. It's like I said before. It's a lot of that people management that I like, having a connection with the people that are there, but also in the meantime having a connection with the clients. And what I like about Decathlon is that I like the managing style at Decathlon. I'm very close to everybody, and I like it a lot. So I feel connected with the whole shop. But it's very important with me. But also because it's sports. So if you could, do I like management? Yes. But could I do it in another shop or with other products? I don't know. Here it's with sport, and I like sport a lot, and it's nice to have discussions with people about sport and about products and things. So there's also a little
environment.
That helps a lot. So I like management, but mostly here in Decathlon.
Okay. So maybe you can ask some questions about it. In your management style, do you celebrate the successes of the company, or for example, when you have a good year or even a good day, do you like first Saturday of the sales in January or?
Yeah, it's a very good question. same thing as always. If there are good performances and people are happy, you can you. I find I think you have to do it. You have to celebrate these moments. If you're not celebrating these moments, it means that it's not important. And it's important. We're in retail, like the sales period in January, but also in July. These are big periods. We ask a lot of the people. It's not easy. There's a lot of pressure. We continue fighting at some moments. And you have to celebrate these moments. But you have to try. You have to find also a balance between celebrating these moments and the work. So for this shop actually we celebrate a little bit more than the other shops. So we have like the Bilan. It's like a moment in the beginning of the year, but also in the middle of the year where we celebrate actually the year that has passed or the 6 months that are passed, which the performances, where are we, and it's always with food, with sport, and a little party at the end. But we also have like little moments, like you said, at the last Saturday of the sales period, there are like little parties that we do here at the shop at the end after 8 o'clock in the evening, that people are there with all the little drinks, things to eat, and we
ask people to stay mentally active.
It's like you have a lot of pressure, and at that moment pressure is gone, and you have a nice moment with your colleagues. So very important to find a balance between. Yeah, if you only see your colleagues in stressy situations, and then sometimes you can say things that happen. It's not always simple. So if you have these moments, it's
And when goals aren't reached, how do you react?
Mostly, I'm personally, I'm somebody you can see immediately that I'm happy. Because it's important. Your performance has to be there. We're living it's like an price where performance are important. If we don't do the turnovers or things that need to be done, we cannot live. So if your writing is good, if we're doing well and the performance are there, you can see the immediate on my face that I'm happy. I think I show it.
So you already said it, but I'm going to ask the question again. Do you take time to talk to each leader of your company? So you said yes already.
Yeah, I try. Can you say each leader? Yes. With each leader, I have frequently meetings or individual meetings to talk about things, and I even try to talk with everybody. Even if it's just how are you, how are you doing, are things difficult or not, how is everything going? I try to talk to everyone. Even if it's not possible, there's 1 or 2 people that are a lot, but I try to talk a lot with people.
To create a good atmosphere.
Yeah, to create a good atmosphere, but also to know what is living on the floor. It's very important. And in some enterprises it's like that, if you're just at your desk somewhere, not on the floor, you don't know what is living. Yeah, with the raw process and people are afraid to come to you. It's not my type of management, and I don't like it. I need to feel connected. It's not always simple because it demands a lot of time. That's time that I need to spend, and I have also other things to do. So it's for me, it's trying to find a combination of doing both. But I find it very important.
So
now we will ask you some question about meetings.
Yeah.
How long does a meeting last?
Also, we can watch them because 2-3 years ago I had meetings from the whole day.
Okay.
Yeah. Once a month it was a big meeting, and there was we started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was the whole day just till the evening. Because there were a lot of topics and we did talk about a lot of things, but I saw that it was not always some meetings were very long.
It depends.
But it was
at the end of the day,
they were not active, they weren't listening, and I didn't saw a reaction afterwards. So there were a lot of things that I asked, people, or that was important. 2-3 years, 2 days after the meeting, I didn't saw a difference. And I was thinking, that's not the way to work. So I changed a lot, and actually I implemented a type of organization within where I have individual, collective meetings from 2 hours every Monday, every Monday, so every week. Every week, a little short meeting, 2 hours. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to have the most important topics, and that thing every week.
Okay.
So within that type of organization, I can see the results. So if something is very important, I will put just concentration on one topic, and I see an effect immediately in the same week. And there's a lot of more concentration.
With who are you doing these meetings? Are you maybe only with the managers or some employees with you too?
Interesting question, but also mostly with the leaders, the department leaders, and so the managers, because we're already in total we're 20 persons. But it's a good question because a long time ago there were only the department managers. And there was, every leader of manager of the department was there. But in the organization that we have now, we also have leaders on certain topics. So we have a leader on communication, for example, which is actually a person that is not a manager, but he works in the shop. And we have more and more of these topics with a certain leader. And these leaders also are invited for a meeting. So it's a meeting with the leaders, but not only department leaders. We have like a lot of
with everybody who has a big role,
who has actually a certain lead on a topic in the shop, and with more responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So could you tell us what you are expecting about this Genica meeting?
Maybe, for example, preparate or someone who has to present something.
Like I said, I had a plan. But this is 4 teams and the indicators of everything. Once a month, at the end of every month, I ask all the leaders to fill it in. So they have to fill every topic, every team, every indicator in for their department or their lead. So that is something that I ask every month of them. Sometimes that is the thing that I ask, but at the meetings it's possible that it's not only me that's talking. There's also another person. For example, for security. For example, the person who's taking the lead of the security in the shop. Every 2-3 months he has a question. Also, we have some things that need to be done by the managers. So he also can ask preparation. So he sends an email. He said to the leaders, I demand. I want to ask you to fill this in for the meeting of Monday, and they do it that way.
Okay.
So sometimes it happens that they need to prepare something, but it also happens that there are meetings with no preparation. That we talk about topics of that day, that you go. So, yeah.
And are the meetings one-sided or interactive? Does everybody participate, or only one is speaking and everybody is listening?
Yeah, it's very interactive. If there's only one person speaking, it's very boring and people are losing their attention. So it's like in a shop, we really need to interact with our people. So a lot of discussions about topics, not too long. Some things need to have more. Some topics need to have more time just to talk about it. Other things are very very direct. Like it's something for security, for example. You cannot choose these things. So security, if there's something is asked, it is quite direct. But other teams, like how do you handle this, and what can we do with this sales period, there we have to need changes. So we interact a lot.
Do you have an order? Like you said before, do you respect the order of the meeting, the topics that you want to talk about in a meeting, or could it be that maybe you're talking more about something else and insist on it?
Yeah, really. I've learned that how longer you talk about something, how more important it becomes. I have with every meeting, I have an order of topics that I need to
talk about
to
it.
talk about it. But it's not always that easy. It's in your head. It's very easy. You can name 5 things, and in 2 hours you get 5 things. It's easy, but you feel it immediately when you start. Some topics are really living at that moment. They take more time to talk about it. Other topics are more simple, and you just can talk about it 5 minutes. It's finished. Okay, next thing. And it's like I said in the beginning. Sometimes you start a meeting and you feel that there's something living that is not on the order.
So it's really difficult to respect.
Yeah, you can respect it. So I've already I've done meetings where I had something in my head and I wanted to do these 8 topics that were on the paper, and I did these 8 topics because I wanted to do that. But I saw afterwards that it was not the moment to talk about that, even if it was the moment economically to talk about that. But I saw that there was other thing living, and that's something I learned. So in the future, also now when I feel that there's something living, I take the time to talk about that and to clear that up, and then we can go further with our topics.
Okay, perfect. So you prefer to not respect the order, but place what's the most important for you first.
Clearly. For me, but for the whole team.
We think we are finished. Thank you very much, Mr. Van Hoegaerden. So we are finished.
Thank you a lot. Thank you
very much.